Activision's probably the worst company to date. To work there, it's like working a triple at a fabrication company. It's so bad that it's like taking a drunk shit at 1 a.m. after eating Taco Bell. For me, do you think I want to get up and get my vegetable-looking ass carried to the toilet when I want to go sleep? No. Sometimes I can't even shit.
What?
But seriously, what happened to Activision? First, there's some gameplay that I have. This is some Black Ops 3 Custom Zombies. I just wanted to say that real quick as like going through this, because like I don't know what was going on with me at the beginning there, but about some crazy shit. But anyways, first let's get into some history. Originally, these guys, David Crane and Alan Miller, looks like a band. Okay, sorry, I'm done now, okay? I left Atari and founded Activision in 1979. Atari realized that they lost employees at this time. It's like, duh. Atari tried to sue Activision and were accusing them of copyright. That's a little interesting. So, like, Atari even bought a full-page magazine ads to try to make them appear like criminals. I can show you some of the information where I got this, and you guys can pause the video if you'd like. But Activision's first games were Drakester, Boxing, Fishing, Derby, and Checkers, these games came out in 1980. Yeah, I could probably show like some videos on screen real quick of like back then. Like, it's actually quite crazy. And like all those games were played on the Atari 2600. But in 1982 was the year that Pitfall released, which was one of their biggest hits. Like, Activision used to be a decent company bringing in new talents and pushing limits of the technology that they had at the time. And Activision used to bring breath of fresh air for the gaming. Well, this was the start of the downfall of Activision and like what happened to Call of Duty in general. It's wild. Like this company actually used to be like pretty damn good. Fast forward Bobby Kotick when he became the CEO of Activision in 1991, and during his time, the original Bandicoot game was released in 1996. For the PlayStation 1, and then Tony Hawk's Pro Skater released in 1999 on the PlayStation 1 as well, and then Spyro was also made by originally Sonic Games, but then Activision bought the rights to that game in 2008. But then Call of Duty released in 2003, and they actually, Activision and Treyarch and Infinity Ward, like back then, actually took advice from some of their fans. And just in general, like Activision made banger games in 2000. Like in the 2000s, like that was Activision's peak, where they were actually like a decent company. Yeah, every company fucks up and does like kind of like some scandalous shit, and then they just sometimes are, you know, just cheap out the game. Or Activision had banger games. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops 2. Those were all banger games. I played them all, but I didn't start playing until like Modern Warfare 2. But anyways, and then Tony Hawk, Pro Skater 1 through 3. I didn't really play much of those, but and same thing with like the Crash Bandicoots, but I heard they were really good games when they first came out on PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and then they did like some remakes. But besides that, Deadpool, and then like the first couple of Guitar Heroes, like they even had Transformers the game. I played these games. Transformers the game was solid. I played it on PS2. Yeah, they had problems. And just from Transformers the game to Revenge of the Fallen, they improved so much. They added like more mechanics, and then they added the multiplayer, all of these different things that they added. It was like a quality game. Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon, I remember playing multiplayer in these games, and I shit you not, I would play Call of Duty, and then like when I would get bored, I would play like a little bit of Dark of the Moon. I remember playing this game, it's like the multiplayer was actually good. And then like Fall of Cybertron, and then Marvel Alliance was actually pretty good, and then there was a couple others, but it was also the combination of their hits that made them top publisher, which eventually gave them too big of an ego, in my opinion. I mean, I think a lot of people would actually agree with me on that one, including letting the green dollars slowly manipulate their own decisions, spreading like a wildfire, like literally. Now, none of that, like, success even matters anymore. And the government literally has hard evidence of employees, like, heavily drinking on the job and sexually harassing women to the point of death. Like, this shit's, like, insane, bro. It's like from one thing led to another, and that's exactly what happened. It just, greed got to Activision. And now we'll get into the allegations. This is pretty wild, guys. This company is a joke. Reading about these allegations just makes me sick, but we'll get to that in a minute. The one thing I wanted to say, Destiny is a perfect example of how Activision fell off a cliff. They announced Destiny and lied about some features about the game. For example, they said that the planets would be as big as planets in Halo Reach. So that was a lie. Activision pushed a lot of DLCs for Destiny. They just like crammed it down your throat. And during this time, like a lot of these like DLCs, we all know Destiny had DLCs, had big expansion packs, but this was not necessarily Bungie's fault. You know, Activision had the final say in everything, so they had to run everything through Activision. I mean, I admit, the OG Destiny, there were some things about it that I liked and then I didn't like. I didn't like how Activision were handling things with Destiny. I mean, I can like the game, but not the publishers. Destiny's overall lore was great, in my opinion. There was sick cutscenes, like for the most part, many customization options, like cinematic boss fights, and the raids were like the best parts of Destiny, I feel like, in my opinion. But the thing is, on disc, the content, the game didn't really have many cutscenes, just the base story. It kind of felt dry, the missions felt the same, always kind of did. Go to the next area, clear out these enemies with like long health bars, so you have to shoot them forever, and then go to the next area, clear that, and it was like kind of like the same thing over and over again. The story quests, I mean, were a little bit better, but basically the same song and dance. Just bear with me, I'm getting to the point, guys. I would have to say Activision did improve the quests. There was one where it's like called the Sword Reforged quest. If I could remember correctly, it was like you have to use swords, kind of like the Dryzen Draka bows. It was like kind of like that, but dragged out. Whereas, you know, you grab the sword, you have to kill 50 enemies. So you had to kill 50 major enemies like in the story missions, and then you had to kill 25 opponents in multiplayer, which was a little interesting, but at least it's a little different. After that, you would have to go around and collect 10 rare planetary materials from like killing enemies and bosses. And then you would find these materials on the ground as well, but and in chests. You do a little bit of running around, blah, 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 whatever. And then you finally fight Warden of Oryx. And then after you kill him, then you completed the quest. They started making missions like this better and story quests like this one I mentioned, so it wasn't the same thing, but they started adding new areas, planets, cutscenes, cooler enemies, and even bosses. I know I'm kind of getting nitpicky here, but like new guns, customization options, and like adding more value to the game. But here's the catch. In order to keep progressing in the story, and in order to get this new shiny stuff, they put a hefty price of $30 to $40 a pop. Yeah. In reality, they should just literally have added all these things in the game at the start. Like, yeah, it's fine to have DLC. Like, I mean, in that day and age, like, there was like DLC, like packs and all that were fine. But like, at least make it a little cheaper. But then at least make the base story as good as this. But then I was a stupid degenerate who bought these stupid DLCs. But anyways, eventually Bungie broke away from Activision, but apparently Bungie didn't fix anything, so probably sound just like a stupid ass cripple, you know, who's off the fucking sauce. And I'm on the moon and I can't even stand up. But I digress. This is like a small example of many reasons of why Activision lost their touch a long time ago. Now we get into these allegations that came out in July 2021, which, oh boy, this is a doozy. The lawsuit involved many cases of sexual misconduct towards female employees, and reports say that other employees were continuously drinking and getting drunk on the job. Like, I know this is kind of old information, but I'm just bringing this up because I'm talking about like all the history of Activision. I'm not out here screaming for women's rights, you know, when, you know, everyone goes through hard times, guys. I agree that like everyone has a say. So they said many employees, they would do this thing, it was called cube crawls, and apparently they would just drink a shit ton of alcohol and then they would make their way to various cubicles. And like, this isn't funny, I'm just laughing because like, bro, this is like, what the fuck? Like, and I bought these games and I like supported these assholes, and then inappropriate behavior towards female employees. Employees would probably come into work hungover, and then they would joke about raping women and like talk about females' bodies, like just openly, just in the middle of the work environment. But there has been multiple females within Activision have come out and said that like they literally were sexually harassed, meaning this included being groped, other male supervisors asking him on dates, like other unwanted harassment. So like talking just very, very sexually to them for no reason at all. Like, this isn't just like you fucking around and joking around with your friends. And nobody did shit. Bobby Kotick did nothing. These other guys did nothing. You would think that they would say something. Oh god, it gets sick. Like, bro. But this was like a government document. But apparently, a former employee that worked at Sledgehammer Games in 2016 and 17, which makes sense why, you know, Call of Duty's, you know, fell on its face. One dude, well, I'm not gonna say names, one of them like was accused of actually raping this person, and they were forced to have sex in order to go up to the next level of their career. It's like depressing. Also, like, it's gonna get pretty intense. Like, there was even one woman who was who committed suicide on a holiday party trip after there was somebody sharing her nudes and completely like sexual harassing her. Politics, it doesn't fucking matter. No matter what, this is not right. Maybe she like sent some nudes. Maybe, you never know. You don't know the whole story. But the fact is that she didn't probably want them to share any of that. And what did they do? They went and shared it with other co-workers on a holiday retreat, and including they sexually harassing her to the point where basically killing herself. Just insane. But again, I'm not out here screaming for women's rights. Like, everyone has rights. But like, this isn't Timmy, who never had a woman before, politely ask her to dance with him, or like respectfully compliment how beautiful she is. It's like, no, they were straight up like sexually like harassing women. It's just not right. That's like if your manager came up to you trying to grab your hot dog without consent and in saying, you get this done or I'm demoting you. Oh, by the way, I want your kids. Bro, this company sucks donkey balls, bro. Like, they allow women to be heavily mistreated. Not even that. It's sick and disgusting. And like, plus, they literally say this on their site. They want equality in women's rights, but literally they go completely against that. Any color, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, we're targeted, they were giving them lower pay as well. They were being like sexually harassed. And while the company continues to put out least amount of effort into their mixed shit games while stroking their fucking cocks to themselves, saying how great they are, when in reality it's smelly hot pile pieces of shit. Each game from 2014 on getting pumped by more microtransactions instead of worrying about like how to make the game better. They did not even listen to the community at all. They were basically saying fuck you, and then like on top of that, their ego is literally all the credit card companies put together. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 AI slop reflects what the company has become and why so many people left. Ones who got fired probably wanted to get fired to leave this company. Like, once these allegations came out, they were like, oops, sorry guys, we actually support everyone's rights, when that's like not even the case. Instead of I got a little mad there, but I'm just passionate about this. People like us, we don't put up with this shit. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm a perfect human being. I'm clearly not. But there is a common decency you can at least have. It's just like Activision. Like, okay, let's be fucking real. If they actually truly fix their ways, this is literally Activision. I'm talking to you now. Probably don't even have never heard of me. You probably don't give a shit. This is literally what you need to do. You need to come out and say, we fucked up. We messed up, and they actually mean that. You know, they probably won't. But I'm just trying to say like what they could do to fix it. That would be step one. Step two would be, how about you just stop making a Call of Duty game yearly? Actually do what, you know, Halo, well, you know, they're not really a good example anymore, but do like Battlefield, for example. That's a perfect example. How like each Battlefield game is like every 3 to 4 years. Like, they do that. They don't pump the game with all this bullshit. They go back to the actual Call of Duty, the roots, how it should be. You have that feeling where it actually feels like you're in a war and not just running around with like a bunch of unicorn farts and teddy bears and like random alien shit. But like, once you start adding all these skins, it just doesn't feel like Call of Duty. You just don't get that feeling that you're in a war. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but Call of Duty is not Fortnite. Like, that's the problem. It was never Fortnite and never will be. And for the love, stop catering to children. This is a mature game. Bro, what are you guys doing? That's all you have to do. You could even do a best of. You could remaster these games so then you can actually fix all the older games. Like, they have so many options to like just completely fix Call of Duty. Guys, fuck Black Ops 7. Just tell the community, fuck this piece of shit. We're wrong. Fuck skill-based matchmaking. Fuck your data charts. And make a quality game without AI shit. And then actually just make us wait a little longer. Like, GTA 6 is about to clap you guys from behind. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? Black Ops 7 isn't gonna do shit. It's just gonna, same old AI shit. How about you just like scrap it and just tell the community, yeah, we messed up and you're gonna be waiting a little longer, but here's the changes that we're all doing. Oh, boom, done. You fix your franchise, it's back to Activision being prime. And then you can make these banger games like Transformers, because I miss these games because now Michael Bay is coming back. So it's like, there's so many different things you guys can do. Even things on Marvel, like some of the new Marvel movies, but some of them are being politically politically correct, which is stupid. Don't do that, Activision. Don't go that route. And in step 3, how about you actually respect the women at this company that work for you guys, and like stop throwing drunk parties, getting hammered all the time, and showing up to work drunk as fuck. Like, I don't understand how that's like okay. Like, cube crawl, bro? That sounds retarded. Like, what is that shit? And this is what you need to do. Like, I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like in a way I'm spitting facts from what I've heard, what I read about, and some of the people that I like look up to, like bigger channels, like for example Nero Cinema and Blame Truth. It's just, and I've been like guilty of playing Call of Duty in the recent years, but I woke up at the end of MW3. I'm gonna be real, like I was kind of like Black Ops 6 doesn't seem that great, but then now look at it, so there's like nothing else to say. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little different from what you normally do. Just let me know what you guys thought. I'm thinking about doing like another one like this, but it all depends on how this goes. But anyways, this is Lil Crip. I love you guys and peace out.